Yeah, good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie. And what day, Odie?
It is hump day. We made it halfway through. Friday's coming.
We're sitting at 60 this morning, as I mentioned a moment ago, and we took a glimpse at radar at this green stuff that a lot of people are going, what could that be? There it is.
If you hadn't put your seed in the ground, you might want to call in a little late this morning. We're not going to get an awful lot if we get much, but the chances of us getting some rain's higher now than it has been in a while.
Sure was.
And that is not going to stop anybody from... the drought is still here, and the burn ban is still on. The burn ban is still on.
And there won't be enough rain out of this to do away with that. It is a 60% chance. We got light chances tonight. It'll back off on Thursday and then have another little slight chance on Friday, and then gone by the weekend. So maybe we'll get a little moisture somewhere to make something grow.
I really wish that it would be a law that you couldn't burn during a burn ban, so we could get some tickets written.
No.
So that will stop some of this crap. We're steadily running, steadily getting out in the woods, steadily going, trying to uphold what we think is a law.
I'm going to tell you this, and I pay attention to what goes on every time there's sirens that go off. Lauderdale County's been busy, but Newton County and Clark County, at the amount of fires those guys are fighting every day.
Until you write a ticket, it's not going to stop.
Lauderdale County has responded to 2 or 3 different places in the same place, over and over and over, of people burning, going, well, I thought he disappeared. Well, we told you that last time.
Fire departments they're getting on their wits' end about, I tell you what, we're done. We're going to go sit by a house and protect it if it's close to it, but I hope it doesn't come to that.
Well, these they mean it when they say don't burn, because this stuff was just in a heartbeat.
This was
we don't want anybody's house destroyed.
Or you got to remember, people farm trees. It's a livelihood.
Yes, it is.
And you can burn up that investment. And this is an order put out by the governor of the state of Mississippi. This wasn't just somebody going, it's pretty dry. Maybe we need to tell people it's not a real good time to burn. No, the governor come out and said, "Thou shalt not burn. It is dangerous. And it is illegal," which means there should be a ticket.
Did he write it just like the Bible, "Thou shalt not burn"?
He should have. I would have.
Oh,
that shall give tickets to people who breaketh thy law.
And sometimes when you read the Bible, it is sometimes because it's written in a different time, and sometimes some of the language you have to pay attention to. It's a lot of this and thous, and pay attention to that stuff though that's written in red. That really is the important
tell you
part.
About that one.
Ooh, that's a great song.
Man, that's why I like the NIV. It kind of puts a little bit on there where you can understand some more of it.
Odie, let's go to Connecticut this morning. Say you're a state worker, you go to the police station. You just really, you're tired of waiting and nobody's paying attention. This is what not to do, because she's in jail now.
Uh-oh.
As we go here to Daily Mail, she walked right up and, well, they didn't come, so she just started shooting at the glass in the police station. She got some attention quickly.
Yeah. I bet they decided to knock.
Knocking on heaven's door. She's on a $3 million bond now after her little meltdown there in the police station.
Well, if they get the ACLU up there, they go ahead and let her out.
That's true. That happens a lot there. Did you hear me say that Jerry Seinfeld is looking at possibly rebooting Seinfeld? What does Elaine look like now? She was like, you remember the dance? I mean, who couldn't remember?
Are they going to bring back Kramer?
You'd have to have Kramer. Now, I know he got into some issues there after the show, but he was funny.
You know, we've got our own Kramer.
Who is that?
Greg.
Does he Kramer?
Yeah, well, he's going to be our Kramer.
All righty. Yeah, we're going to start that before long.
Y'all just sit back and wait.
One of the things we're working on.
Oh, man.
Let's see here. As we look around a few other headlines here, Texas has done it again. They don't play around in Texas. Huntsville, if you've ever heard much about that, that's a little place where they handle situations when you are sentenced.
Yeah.
2000, it's been 23 years. They executed a man yesterday who killed an 80-year-old woman. He shot her. They took care of the problem yesterday in Texas. And again, Texas doesn't play.
23 years.
That's a long time.
Why? Because we're sitting here housing them, feeding them. They're on death row, but we're taking them and making sure that they're medically sound.
But let me back up on this. Imagine if that murder, what it is on the other cases that aren't that strong, how long things are drug out.
Yeah.
Our system, where does it give? And COVID really put it even back further. People that never faced trial. There's things that happened 4 or 5 years ago that are just now going before it. Mm-hmm. They're busting at the seams. Speaking of, today is Wednesday. Tomorrow, we're going to have to go up. We mentioned it yesterday. The first case is going to be tried in the new courthouse in Justice Court. I want to say...
Yeah, Buck Roberts.
Uncle Buck.
Yeah.
And I think you mentioned, do you get an award to go on the wall? I was the first trial.
Yeah, you need to have a plaque or something. You can put on there if you won or lost, but, a plaque. I was the first case.
There you go. That is happening tomorrow at the Lauderdale County Courthouse. So if you get a chance, you'll be able to go into the courthouse, I would think, and walk around, take a look at what it looks like. Now, we got to do some bragging because this was serious business.
Yes, it was.
Let me show you a picture here, Odie. This was a man that was wanted for murder. And again, you're a suspect until proven guilty in a court of law. But this man was accused of murdering a mother. And I've heard 2 different ages, 7 or 8 years old, as the information comes out on this in Scott County. Now, what would happen yesterday, the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department would use their resources to discover that this man was in Lauderdale County. They would wait, and then, as always, a good plan, as Hannibal would say, I love it when a plan comes together. They would move in, and Chief Deputy Ward Calhoun would get out of his patrol car and approach the car and make the arrest. He was taken into custody without incident, and we can't say thank you enough for that. Because if you
Good job.
Yeah, because if you don't do your homework, someone who is wanted for murder, that could come out in so many different ways.
You just killed 2, and then you tried to cover it up with a fire.
Yeah.
Supposedly. So your chance of getting a misdemeanor is out the window.
Now, this would happen on King Road if you're going down North Hill Street. And if you've never been to the left, King Road also goes that way and also right to the county, but into the city it goes to the left. And that's where it would all go down, on that road there. As they watched and he went down, there were others in the car. They were detained and he was arrested and all handled there. Now, it comes to mind where he was staying and held up. Will somebody be charged with aiding and abetting? What's the word?
Aiding and abetting.
That word. And abetting.
Well, so how long did it take for him to put his name out? And that's the thing, because they wanted to make sure that they had the right person that they were looking for and get that name. So if he showed up at the house before they actually put the name out, that's going to be in their favor.
I got you. Now, I got word at the fire happened at 8:30. I got word somewhere around 2 a.m. that there was a suspect. Didn't have a name yet. And by 6 o'clock, there started to be a name coming out yesterday morning. Say, you're right, it could have. I didn't realize the law worked that way.
Yeah,
if you realize it and are notified, that's when you're charged with that.
If it's not, if it's on here, and we were the very first media outlet that got that information and pushed it out. It's out to the public. that doesn't necessarily mean that every single person just got that name.
Correct.
So, unless it's a big deal and they knew for a fact that he was wanted and they're hiding him, they'd get in trouble. But chances are, as quick as that went down, I'm not saying they did and I'm not saying they didn't, but it's a good chance that they really didn't know why he was there or if he did what.
And Freeman made a good point. I think the car that he was traveling in was supposedly stolen. I think that is correct on that.
Because he left in her car, dropped it off in the woods somewhere in Newton County, not too far away, got in another car and come down here.
Yeah.
So he wasn't in her car here. So they just probably didn't really know unless he told them.
So there we go. And I don't think I'd knock on the door. Hey, I'm wanted by everybody. You mind if I stay an hour or two?
Man, let me in, dog.
That don't normally how it works out there. Now, I didn't know this as we get comments there that Ham Jam is back this weekend in Philadelphia. Big deal.
That's a big deal, yeah.
I remember when that started, and I thought, ham? What are you talking about, Ham Jam?
And little wooden pigs all over the place.
It's everywhere. It's humongous. Scotty Ray and Odie, as we begin your Wednesday morning, already 11 minutes after the hour.
Yeah, quick.
Don't rush off.
Interstate Auto, conveniently located on North Frontage Road in Meridian, right down from IHOP, has a large selection of late model cars and trucks just waiting on you.
You may be in the market for an SUV or a family sedan to fit all the kids in. And a huge selection of trucks, whether it's a Ford, a GMC, a Chevrolet, a Dodge Ram that you're looking for, or an economical Toyota truck. Inventory changes daily at Interstate Auto. From a minivan to a sporty four-door sedan, Interstate Auto has what you need, North Frontage Road, Meridian. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rockhouse will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. I was on it.
He was on. Scotty Ray was on the Odieism there for a minute.
I was giving my thoughts on a subject that I can't prove yet. I have not spoken to Sheriff Billy Solly yet. Billy, where are you at this morning? I have a question for you. I think your guys did a over the top knocked one out of the ballpark last night, and I will just want to verify that I'm right on that. Sheriff's Department works long and hard there.
Michael Ray, I'm glad to see you up this morning and at least where you can type.
Yes, sir, Bob.
Yeah.
Has he been where he couldn't type?
Yeah, he told me something the other day stuck in my head and I still ain't got it out.
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. He's on it here. There is lots of talk about the Meridian Police Department losing a few more officers. That is true. I spoke to one last night that has resigned. I am being told, and I called the city on this matter a few weeks back. There was a matter that happened in the city that, I can't talk about because I asked the city, and I said, can you give me details? And the reply I got back was, no. So I have nothing.
But you did get a reply.
Yeah, I did get a reply. It said, N-O. We ain't saying nothing.
So that was like a third of their department that they lost.
Yeah, and we had someone else that may have been removed yesterday, and most likely their civil service in the end will be, but not able to get details on any of this as to the reason why. I'm being told Mayor Jimmy Smith may have removed someone. This will be contested before the Civil Service Committee. That's always that. And as we know, the civil service can change things.
Yeah, and the city has to go along with what their findings are. And sometimes it can be pretty tough on the city.
You go, what?
Maybe y'all should have thought about that a little bit harder.
But I've gotten one no. I will send another questionnaire to the city to see if I get back a no or more details. You can't, and the reason I say that is you can't report on hearsay.
Yeah.
You can think it all day long, but you can't report unless you have actual facts. And without anyone giving you the facts, there's not much you can really do.
Yeah,
so,
hope for the best.
Yeah, so that's where we are on that. But there's been several officers within the last 3 weeks to a month, we're missing 4 or 5 from there, from a department that didn't need to lose anyone else.
And possibly 2 more great ones yesterday.
Yeah, that's correct. So there we go. Whew. We'll keep you up to date on all that.
Man, that's tough. On a good note, though, we have a special day for somebody.
Do we?
Yes.
What kind of special day we got?
Yvonne Sanderford.
Yes, sir, Yvonne.
Man, 77 years young today.
When I went and voted on October the 3rd, she was standing there with Chet.
Well, Chet's got to get a big old Christmas birthday present today.
Yes, he does. How old is she?
She's 77.
Get out of here. Well,
Yeah.
hope it's a big birthday day.
I do too. Chet, take care of Mama.
Yes,
I
sir.
had to take care of mine yesterday for her birthday, so it goes right down to you now, brother.
All right, overnight, as we move to our next big headline, Odie, we've had one person shot in Meridian overnight. I don't know if you knew this or not.
No.
We did. As we pulled this up for more information on this, this would happen in the 1600 block of 30th Avenue. As we'll look at this would be Mr. Rogers Hamburgers here, and this would be northwest of there. Here's Highland Park. It's due east of there. Sitting here, the person would be shot in the hand and also the abdomen. They were rushed to the hospital for medical care. We don't know what happened after they left the scene. We just know that they were shot. Any time that you're shot in those areas, it's a concern.
Yeah.
We hope to find out more about this. We don't know what caused it. Was there a fight, discrepancy? We don't know the details of that, but we do know that the person was shot. Another thing that happened overnight, if you happen to see a white SUV making its way toward westbound on South Frontage Road in a hurry there with the windows rolled up, you go, might want to call the police. They're
Say
looking
what they
for
was doing.
Yeah. Well, they robbed somebody.
Well, that's...
They were in a hurry to leave the scene.
I bet so.
This would happen over the 6 Motel right around midnight in the 2300 block of South Frontage Road as a gentleman was held at gunpoint, and he described the situation to the police, and I think he may have even knew who did it. So they've got some information to go on here, but they all fled the scene in that white SUV getting it.
Well, if they've got cameras, you should have a good video because, they leave the light on for you.
I know, and I think you're absolutely right on that. I think they did have video of the situation. But there's... Lord, I pray that never happens to me. That can't be a good feeling. I've talked to store clerks. I've talked to people that were robbed. That never leaves you once you've been...
No.
Because you're kind of helpless. You don't know what people are going to do to you.
Yeah, you're at the mercy right then of what their actual mindset is. Yeah.
So that was a few of the things that went on overnight. Now, something that was wonderful that happened yesterday. I sat there in my vehicle. I was typing out some stuff, and I watched the kids. Man, the horses, boy, that just brings smiles out of kids no matter what. As we went over for the 3rd annual Fall Festival at the Meridian Public Library there on 7th Street. This will be in the parking lot right across from First Baptist.
Yeah.
As you'll see all the kids here, and you go through here, they were doing the face painting. They never let me do that.
Oh, I bet they were having fun.
Now, I'm telling you, she was something else with that cute little bow on her head there. She was tickled to death there. And as one of the Red Hot showed up with some great food there. That's classy. I like the looks of that.
Oh, it is.
And he's got they had some pumpkin games going on. And
Ooh, that's a snow cone.
This was right here, Odie, if I'm not musical something. I don't know what they called it, but, they play the music that stops. They were doing all of that. And as we went around, we would get to... It had a lot of booths, too, set up. Yeah, look at there.
Well, I'll be done.
I got horses in here somewhere. Wait a minute, we're getting warm. Horses got to be coming up. Here we go.
Look at there.
Them horses had a great time there yesterday afternoon.
Kids were able to ride them. And have a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, so I hope everybody enjoyed that. And you had a chance to take your kids out and to play with that. I think...
And we need to support more of these and let your kids get out and enjoy the different little festivals that we have. I think it's always great.
I wanted
We
to.
just got us a visit.
Well, I wanted I wanted this one brought in. I wanted to show y'all this.
Look at this.
Ellie went and got a new hairdo
You smell good.
yesterday over at
Smells
Tyson's. Miss Paisley cut her hair yesterday, and boy, she's been happy ever since.
Oh, look at that.
Now, what I have to tell you is, and I'm not gonna use a name on this, but I had someone or was nice enough to take poor little Ellie to get her hair cut. Poor little Ellie here was not used to somebody else driving her along on the highway, and she was sitting, and there's video footage of this because I got it. It was somebody going.
You not have a good time.
Poor little Ellie got sick on the way.
Poor thing.
And she may have messed up somebody's blue jeans.
Uh-oh.
And the video that was sent to me was hilarious. Beyond hilarious of poor little Ellie getting delivered to get that hair done.
Girl, huh?
She even got her a handkerchief after that, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, look at that.
And let me tell y'all something. If you're watching, you think, why you got dogs? This is the most wonderful thing that you will ever have in your life. They're your best friend. They hang with you. She loves food, and she wants to share every bit that you get.
I'm telling y'all, try this if y'all want to, or you can just take my word for it. Get your dog and your wife and lock them in the trunk of a car outside for about an hour. And then go open the trunk door and see which one of them's glad to see you.
Yeah.
You can talk to a dog or cat, and they'll never talk back. They'll always listen, and they'll absorb all your frustration.
Tell them, Ellie.
And it'll make it so much better. Look at this. I mean, just sitting here and just listening.
And see, and Sophie, my big dog, who is, I think, somewhere under the counter, she went around. She's
by the door.
She's settled in. She's she's happy with
Sophie
this one.
will open the door to let both of them in.
This one, oh yeah, as they get bigger and they learn things, and the smarter they get, there's not a door that can't be opened by my big dog. She's figured out how to take paws and twist handles, and they just go anywhere they want. But little Ellie, and there's roadside rescue is one of the places that you can get a dog. You can purchase a dog, but they truly are man's best friend.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you get a dog, you better take care of that dog.
Yes, sir.
I'm not talking about chaining it up with a chain outside with hardly a house, no food, no water. When you get a dog, you just picked up a responsibility
Yep.
that you need to uphold. This dog can't walk up to you and say, I'm hungry. This dog can't walk up to you and say, I'm thirsty. I'm cold. I'm hot. You've got to know how to take care of a dog. And it's a shame to see people treat a dog the way they do.
Y'all have seen those commercials. This one can, however, take a water bowl and move it all across the floor until you look at her.
I want this full.
And paw the floor.
Hey, fill this thing up.
Say, I'll let you know, won't I? Mm-hmm. What a big thank you to Tyson and them for taking care of Ellie. When she gets her hair out, she looks like she weighs 40 pounds more. And it's just this big puff of white coming at you.
She hadn't stayed with Uncle Odie this long before. She's always jumped over into Daddy's lap.
Say, I'm happy this morning.
But, yep.
Yeah, she is. Hey, we need to say somebody else congratulations. Boy, this is a big deal here. Let's go to Logan's Restaurant. Let's pull this up. Here we go. We now have West Lauderdale, and they've teamed up with MCC, and they have beaten the record and they have eaten 155 rolls.
Do they have a time limit?
I don't know. Have you got somebody that could take this challenge and win?
I say me and you and Greg and Anthony Chancellor and Barry White and maybe Alan and Charlie.
You think they could do a little damage?
I think we can do it.
Now I
think we can win.
You need to count how many people's in that group and figure all that out. That has become a new thing. Wasn't it Southeast that originally broke the record?
Yeah, I believe it was Southeast.
And then they've moved into this. West Lauderdale stepped up to the plate. Who's next? Who can beat 155 rolls at a sit down?
I think we can do it.
I don't think I can.
Now, you don't have to eat them all. All you got to do is eat about 10.
10, and then let the rest of the guys eat them.
If we all eat 10.
I don't know that I could eat 10. I'll be honest with you. I eat 2 normally, and I'm about ready to.
Well, now, we can't eat anything for about 8 hours.
You got to train for this.
Yeah. A lot of water to kind of squish it down.
If you're up to the challenge, Logan's would like to see you. That is, again, let's show those guys pictures again. They were all into this. And it's in fun. I don't want anybody to misunderstand what's going on here.
Now, I wonder, is that like $1 a roll that they got to buy?
I don't know how that works.
Anybody want to sponsor the Scotty Ray and Odie roll eating contest?
We'll check into that.
Oh, me.
Let's see here. As we look around, a few more things. We did have a lot of gunfire last night, 8th Street. And as we come to this, there was somebody sitting at a red light, and the car in front of them decided, well, it's a great time to shoot out the window. Well, they done the right thing. They picked up the phone, they called the Meridian Police Department and said, hey, here's a car, here's their tag number, this is what they just done. The Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department would stop those culprits on I-20 not long after that. So good job to the Sheriff's Department.
Good job for the Sheriff's Department again.
Yeah. Thank you for that. We did have more gunfire last night. Odie, 11th Street is where that would happen. No injuries, no damage. But we did. The folks that live in that area don't like it. I don't blame them a bit.
I don't either.
Oh, boy, let's go over to 29th, 30th Avenue. You guessed it, more gunfire last night. This would all lead up to the shooting that we had later. Normally, and y'all watch this, when I have this much activity going on,
they're connected.
Yeah, somebody gets hurt before the night is over. And yet again, this was all leading up to that gunfire that happened where somebody was hit earlier.
Even McGruff knows it was connected.
It sure was. McGruff is all over that situation there.
Yes, he is.
Before we go to commercials, I want to say a great job by these guys as we talked about volunteer fire departments getting out and doing what they can for the community. Long Creek was hard at it yesterday.
Back at it again on 45. They're in between 19 and the judge's store. Was able to get that out before it spread any farther. But I tell you, it's so dry. It's just really dangerous. Go out there and walk, and you'll hear it crinkle. And if we get this little rain, it's not going to take long for it to dry out and be right back doing it again.
Now, I know everybody looking at Ellie here goes, oh, that's the sweetest thing. Right up until that 20 minutes before she falls asleep, where she thinks I should chew your fingers off. She's playful when she gets ready to go to bed.
Y'all, she looks like snow.
She does.
And it was about 3 weeks ago or so. I think we had a little bit of dew, and you had the sprinkler on. And Angie had just cut grass like the day before.
Yep.
Well, she gets out in it and starts running around the yard. And by the time she stopped, she had more grass on her in the yard.
She looked like a speckled... I don't know what the word for it was.
Before you took her to the house, I said, look, I'm leaving before Angie sees her. I ain't want nothing to do with it.
So I just couldn't help it. No. She loves treats, by the way.
Anything.
Yeah. If it's food involved, hey, I'm game. Scotty Ray and Odie will be right back with Odie and a few others, and of course, Ellie. And, well, we'll be right back. Mark your calendars for the Holiday Extravaganza Gift Show, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., October the 28th at the Lauderdale County Agri Center. From boutique items, jewelry, wooden items, T-shirts, soups and dips, home decor, stocking stuffers, gift ideas galore. Something for everyone on your Christmas wish list. That's Saturday, October the 28th from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m., the Holiday Extravaganza Gift Show at the Lauderdale County Agri Center. Call Becky at 601-480-1776. Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see Coleslaw.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen and Amana. And delivery is available with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and by appointment after hours and weekends.
Welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray and Odie, as we begin your Wednesday morning together as we get this going.
And, you know, not just the dogs. We wanted to remind you that right back here the seal of approval still with us.
Yep. We ain't lost it just yet.
No, we keeping it. But yes. Ooh, so we had a little humdinger over there in Clark County.
Yeah, our friends
didn't we?
at Clark County Hot Topics were all over this as I checked into this last night. And remember this, if you're walking or riding a bicycle on the road, to take extra precaution as we look at this. Somebody was struck last night, and it was the mirror of the car. They were wearing a black outfit and blended in with the night, and you just can't see somebody in a curve coming up, and they would be struck with a car mirror. As we take a look here at what went on there in Clark County last night. Ambulance on the scene there as we walk around and take a look at all of this. No serious injuries as the police arrived and everybody checked it out. I think they were taken for observation to a local hospital, which should happen. But in the end, everybody was okay.
Have some, you can get on, and if you're a Prime, you can get on Amazon today and even get a little bit cheaper.
Oh, yeah,
but you
is.
got to have some flashies. You got to have something that
the vest that had the reflective.
Your bicycle needs to have flash. I wouldn't just stick it just a plain reflector. That's 1940.
Yeah.
This is 2023.
Cars
we
go a
need
lot
something
faster.
with some flashy stuff to really be seen. So just be careful, because you see it all the time. People wear dark clothes and walk or ride a bike on the side of the road. Be shiny. Be seen.
You know, I ran across this story from Mississippi State, and they were talking about it. You know, they do a lot of agriculture there. And this is a question, before we get into this day in history, is what's going to happen to this next generation as we look at this? There was a song a while back called The Disappearing Farmer. As you go into John Cougar, Rain on the Scarecrow. The farmer is disappearing off the face of the United States, or at least in the U.S. And let's back up. Wasn't the farmer paid to plant trees instead of planting a crop because they wanted to control it? Yep. That happened.
And, I mean, look who's buying our farms. We're not going to have to worry about it. China's going to be over here. We're going to ship the cows over to China. They're going to skin them, butcher them, package the meat, and send it back. And you're wanting, why is the price of meat so much? Because they go on vacation before they get back.
That's the way things are happening.
To raising cows, butchering the cow, taking the cow to the market and selling them to you. Guys, we are selling everything we've got to other countries.
Without manufacturing. And the farmer is what feeds the world. Unless wheat and things of this nature and corn have to be grown, we need this. And let's not forget what the price of machinery has turned into. This is not you go down and you pay $5,000 for a tractor. These are serious. It costs a lot to be a farmer now with little return. And that is why everything is scaling back. But we got to have that farmer. I don't know what the answer is, but we need him. What was it Paul Harvey did? God bless the farmer.
You got that right. And there's some companies out there that do on-site butchering where they'll come and butcher your cow for you, and you know what that cow's eating, you know what they've been raised on, and find these little farms around and buy from them.
Your local folks.
Your local folks. It's not sitting here treating their meat with all this other chemicals so it'll look better, longer than a wrapper.
Karen Hurd, how are you? Watching us from Pine Springs today. We do appreciate that.
Pine Springs.
Oh, Jerome is up as well. We see Miss Laura joining us there. And Laura, I could, of course, you can go back and watch Little House, but that did happen not all that long ago, as you used to see that old mule with a plow behind him.
Yep.
That was some hard work.
Man.
Respect that farmer. Well, as we start this day in history, it'd be 1926, and you all knew him from The Cosby Show.
That's it. That was the Mr. Huxtable.
That's it there. He played Cliff's father, if y'all remember this guy here. Earl Hammond was born on this date. What a great actor he was. He was in a lot of other shows, but that was probably the biggest show that was on television at the time that he was on.
Look at Charlene says, I'm here. I'm glad she knows where she's at.
She gets lost a lot. That's why y'all used to put notes on her as a kid.
Yeah, and a number to call in case you found her. It wasn't our number, but...
Right. 1932, this sex symbol would be born. And she put the test to the sex in country music. it would be Dottie West who was born on this day, and not everybody was woman enough to wear that outfit in country music.
Not at all.
She wasn't scared a bit there.
She showed a little bit more than most everybody else was.
Right up until
used to
Tanya
see.
come along.
Well, yeah.
Tanya had to up the ante a little bit, so to speak.
Yeah, but she showed everybody.
I ain't commenting. Dottie West. It would be 1940. This is one of my favorite singers of all time. You sure look, nothing sure looked good on you. Boy, we go back for Farewell Party as Gene Watson was born on this date. And it was just one song, Love and a Hot Afternoon. And most of you will know the song 14 Karat Mine.
Yeah.
What was that? 6 number ones, 23 top 10s, and 75 songs charted. Pretty great career.
Pretty
Still
good
going
record,
strong.
yeah.
And I like Gene Watson. Nice guy. Daryl, did you know this type of, it was Hall and Oates.
Oates. Yeah.
I can't name one song they done.
See, I
don't know anything they done.
got a bunch of them, and they had some good songs, and I listened to a lot of them.
Was it
But
Private Eyes they're watching you, or is that somebody else?
that sounds about right, but I don't know. My bank, I hold useless information. Nothing real good. Man eater.
She's a man eater.
Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that...
She's a rich girl.
Yeah.
And you know what the bad part about that is? That rich girl song? I didn't know that they were saying that word. I thought it was a different word for years.
Oh.
And maybe they say it in the song. But
I don't
rich
think
girl.
so. Rich girl.
She's a rich girl.
Did you ever watch The Jeffersons?
Yes, loved it.
Do you remember the
wife
the guy
of
upstairs?
Tom?
No, not the one that was
Bentley?
married. Bentley.
Yeah.
They always just called him Mr. Bentley.
Yeah.
Mr. Bentley. You know what his first name is?
No.
Harry.
Harry Bentley.
That's what I remember. That's the stuff that stuck up here.
Yeah.
But artists and songs,
I would have never known his name was Harry Bentley. Mr.
I'm
Bentley.
just throwing that out there.
Good example there. We have another artist that was born on this day. You remember the song "The Bed You Made for Me"? You remember any of that? There, she had 4 number ones. She also had a bunch of top 10 hits. You remember Paulette Carlson? She was the lead singer of the group.
Yeah.
We're showing the wrong. Here we go.
There we go.
Highway 101. The Bed You Made for Me. Whiskey If You Were a Woman. That's about a woman losing her husband to whiskey. Pretty good song there. I ain't even gonna, but it was a great song. She done great there. Highway 101 was big. 1962, a lot of you will remember this from reruns.
Yeah.
McHale's Navy debuted on this day back in 1962. It was #1 show for ABC.
Anything that's got Tim Conway in it
It's funny.
is worth watching.
There you go there.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what else. This guy would first come out, and you would know him from 90210. The rest of America that didn't watch that show or quite get into that wouldn't know who he was until he portrayed a famous rodeo man.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Anybody remember this guy here, Luke Perry? He would, of course, be in the movie Lane Frost's 8 Seconds.
Man.
Died way too young. I am still in shock this man passed away.
Yeah, that was an awesome. If you haven't seen 8 Seconds,
Woo.
you need to.
It's strong.
And then Robin had to correct me.
What'd you say?
So yeah, Tom and
didn't-
Helen lived upstairs. Mr. Bentley lived right next door.
Who constantly got locked out of his room in his underwear. Mrs. J.
Mrs. J. Mrs. Jefferson was George's mama.
Mrs. Jefferson. yeah.
Mrs. Jefferson.
But he referred to George's wife
George's
as Mrs.
wife
J.
is Mrs. J.
Yeah. 1975, this funny show would begin. It would be called Saturday Night, and then they would purchase a year later the thing Saturday Night Live, as it all began in 75 on this day. And probably, as you look at this, some of the best crew that was there.
Oh yeah.
The Coneheads, Rosanna Dana, 3 wild and crazy guys.
Wild and crazy guy. That was
It was humor.
good. That was funny.
And I didn't put Dan Aykroyd in that. He was a part of that early beginning of Saturday Night Live. That was fun.
Yeah. I mean, Jim Carrey. You know, he got
Yeah.
his start, and he was the fireman, and you know, he had his cup of coffee and he was shaking, and the doctor says, "Do you drink a lot of coffee?" And he said, "Well, I spill most of it."
Good answer. Good answer. I will never forget Eddie Murphy said, if you're walking down the street and you feel like you fist to get mugged, he said, lean down and go, achoo. And he said, put your gold necklace right here and go, ooh. He said, people will leave you alone.
Now it's gotten so politically.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you're the political thoughts I am. Get it out of your TV programs.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's crazy. And it was the best cast out there.
I got a picture from McKee Deer Farms where they were showing the next generation of farmers. I'll have to post that. Nice deer farm that we've got here in Lauderdale County that a lot of folks don't know that we've got.
Yeah.
1991, he would fall from grace on this day. My grandmother believed every word that he ever preached. And somebody said the other day, said he did fall from grace, and they made a point on this, but they said he also, at the same time, those folks that were saved by him, they didn't fall from grace.
They're still saved, and now he spoke the word of God.
Yep.
And pushed out the word of God. Now his action as a human being may have
messed
slipped.
up. He did.
But,
he did.
You can't mess up by pushing the word of God like he did.
And he was called for it. And I remember the speech of, Father, I have sinned. And he did. We won't even get into the Jim and Tammy Faye of where they fell from grace.
Remember, throwing them stones. Y'all do what y'all want to do.
That's right. 1997, this song would go #1, and it was written about a young lady, wasn't it?
And I can't believe he wrote a song about a lady.
But he did. He did.
But he did.
Candle in the Window. As you'll remember, that was written about Diana.
Oh, that's right. It sure was.
You didn't have a clue, did you?
No, I remembered it now.
Yeah, it was written about Diana.
But yeah, I knew he because he
Your
really
flame
loved
burned out to, I don't know the words.
them. I can't, but I hear it now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And Eugene, you're right. God saves you, not the man.
that's it. Preacher is nothing but just a hey, let me get this word out. And Jerry, if you're watching, Jerry, I did wear my steel toes Sunday. Preacher called me and said that y'all had a conversation, and he said that he had pushed his sermon back a week to make sure I wear them, and I sure did. Candle in the wind. See, my wife.
Right,
she's
but
up
I
there
made a
with
mistake.
Beverly.
What all this is about is I made a mistake, Odie. Look at this.
Candle in the window.
Yeah, and it's
Candle
wind.
in the wind.
So we go to the correction department and
Again.
go, I'm wrong. I was close.
That's why I couldn't remember the song.
It's not, listen to you. It's not like I own the CD. I heard it in an elevator once.
You don't have Elton John on the tape deck?
All I remember as a kid in the 70s riding in the back of the car hearing Rocket Man. And I remember seeing him on TV one time with windshield wipers on his sunglasses. And I thought, as a kid, that sure is peculiar. I ain't seen anybody in Scuba, Mississippi wear those before. Eddie Al didn't wear them. So,
You just didn't look hard enough.
got-
No, there's my buddy right there.
we would lose one of the greatest comedians. Now, he did have some albums that were
No, him and George Carlin hung out together.
correct, yes. But, as he
funny.
came to your home every night, he sure was funny. Red Fox.
Oh, you
Passed
fish-eyed fool.
I love that part. She looked like the part of the Polaroid that you peel off. And there's a generation that would stare at you now and go, what are you talking about?
Has no clue what champagne is.
I don't either.
That's what he drank.
Champagne.
Or champagne
Champagne.
and some Ripple.
Yep, mixed it up.
You big dummy.
That was
What'd she call me?
that was probably one of the greatest lines that ever came out of television. Now, you
Oh,
big
yeah.
dummy.
Elizabeth.
Aunt Esther.
Oh, and Esther.
Oh, her that group of ladies that swung them purses. Now, I want to bring this up. This guy passed away in 1998. I'm not sure if you remember him, but I do remember the puppet.
I do.
And her name was Madam, if y'all remember this. He was from Georgia. As a puppet named Madam. It used to be on all the TV shows there, the late night host. He was on just show after show after show. But I thought it was worth mentioning that the guy passed away, and well, Madam went away at that point.
I'll be dog. I bet she died too.
I think she did. Yeah. He was the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't bring something like that back.
Nope, you can't. Scotty Ray and Odie, good morning to you. We'll be
Yeah.
right back with more information of things that have gone on in the community. And we got a smile or two still left.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
Even my wife joining in and sending texts reminding me that I was wrong about Elton John song. My rump row of the morning.
Oh, me. Something in the window.
Bill, how are you doing? Good to see you up and at us with us this morning. And we want to point out this is a safety measure. If you're ever anywhere and you win money, keep it kind of quiet.
Yeah, you don't want to showcase that.
Yeah, because we go to Vicksburg, Mississippi, as 4 people were robbed after they had won a little money at the casino, robbed at gunpoint in the parking lot. Why? Because there's people that sit in there and watch who wins and what you do with it.
You know, unfortunately, those things go and make all kind of racket. And people go to looking.
Yeah, and after you've sucked in $3,000 and win back $2,800 of it, you feel like you're a winner.
Yeah, I mean, you really lost $200, but then you've caused a scene. Go up there and say, look, can I get $100 in cash and give me a check for the rest?
Yeah. Do they do checks?
I don't know. I've never been lucky enough to ask them for a check.
I've never won either. If you have, then we highly
don't play much.
And if you win that $1.7 billion, don't tell any kinfolks.
No. No,
But
I wouldn't say a word.
That is one of the things that happened in the state there. We thought we'd mention that. And that's with anything. If you cash a check from the bank, large amount, watch who's in there watching you going to your car there.
Yeah.
I wanted to point this out. We had somebody out in the Tumsuba area that purchased a ticket. If I am not wrong, that
Well, we say the Tumsuba. It was bought at the Tumsuba station.
Yes. They could have been passing through.
Could have been passing through, but still, that's a $500,000.
$500,000 there. And Scuba, somebody bought a ticket that was worth $50,000.
Amy said, yes, they do. Yeah, she's been lucky enough.
She's won some money?
Oh, yeah. And then they said, hey, look, you did pretty good. How about coming to our main hotel here in Vegas and spend a few days? And
Give you a free room or something?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, took good care of her.
Because they're betting that you'll spend more than that room cost.
Yeah, she rented a Jeep and went sightseeing.
I've never been to Las Vegas. I've always heard it's pretty neat to go there and see Chumley and the bunch inside the itty-bitty pawn shop.
There and she played, but nothing major. But she went to go see the Grand Canyon and had a good time, a free vacation more or less, and didn't lose any money.
That's hard to do.
Man, yeah.
So good luck to everybody that does that. I'm glad she pointed that out. I didn't know that you could get a check.
Yep.
Pretty neat there. Again, one of the big things that is going on nationwide is Israel at this point. We want to remind everybody to pray for Israel. Now, I brought this up at 6:30. There's a group of students that go to Yale and Harvard and all these places that have joined 31 organizations supporting Palestine instead of Israel. And a billionaire says, wait a minute. He goes, let's put the name out of these individuals that have joined these groups so that no one hires them. He's taking a stand. Will you stand with Israel?
You better, because that last chapter in the good book of God will tell you we may be actually, I know that people have been back in the wild, wild west. They're talking about the Lord's coming soon. The Lord's coming. Guys, if y'all read the book, it's not just Jesus is coming back. Jesus ain't too far from it now.
Now, did you know, and not everybody may know all of this, but 14 Americans died. There were 22 countries represented that lost lives by this, of these people that attacked these people that were on vacation there seeing Israel. 22 people, 22 countries, 14 Americans, and I want to say, Odie, is it 5 or 6 Americans that were taken hostage?
I'm not sure, but I think there's 20 that's still missing, somewhere around there.
And when you're taken hostage, the odds, and y'all know this, are not great of coming back from something like this.
Well, they've said that they were going to kill one person per day.
And
when they tell you that, this group of people,
they mean it.
And do you know, the airline said, we're through. We're not flying in. We're not flying out. We're done. It's not safe. The Americans just wanting to get out. Do you know what Joe Biden said?
What?
Well, go get an airplane.
He didn't. I didn't know that. He did.
Tell me they don't. Why don't we go get them?
He did say it was an act of sheer evil. I'm glad he spoke up and said that.
Whoever wrote that for him, thank you.
Yeah, it needed to be said. Now, next step, that $6 billion, or how many ever billions or whatever it was, needs to be froze again immediately. Do not think that that money was not used in some type of way in Iran and all this to help all this.
What was that song that was a lady that sang it? Honey, you'll know which one I'm talking about. Paved a parking lot and put up paradise or something. What
He's
was the
been
name
down.
of that?
He's been down there watching the guys resurface a parking lot somewhere, folks.
Well, that's what we need to do over there. It's something about.
What's the point of the song?
I think we need to go over there and build up paradise and pave a big parking lot over in the desert.
Well, Israel, if you will, they made 250 airstrikes within 1 hour. They say they're going to level it. They're not holding back, and I think that needs to be done. It was a woman. There we go. U.S. looking at sending a second aircraft. I think that needs to be done today.
Paved paradise and put up a parking lot.
There you go. It's coming back to Odie.
Yeah. Not all at once. I'll wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning to be able to sing the song.
But we have people in Congress that are flying Palestinian flags next to their office. You saw that. I showed it. That's not made up. Omar, what's her name? AC. What's AC? What's one with the name? What's that girl's name?
Yeah, Osceola Cortez.
Cortez finally stepped back from the pack and said we need to support Israel. She did. The rest of them have not.
I say we get the law to go in there and grab AOC. Grab these folks by their nap. But throw them out on the street with the rest of their crap. And if you're not American, you can't have that job, whether you was elected or not.
But here's the thing: they are American.
Yeah, but that's not
that doesn't act. They are Americans, though, and that's how they get away with it.
Yeah.
But here's the part of it, Odie: they were elected. People knew all of this before they went into office. AOC is what I couldn't pronounce.
Well, it's like that John Fetterman.
Yeah.
Who in the right mind elected?
He's got issues. He's got issues.
And I'm not talking. He does have some mental issues going on, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about him as a person.
Yeah.
Is a piece of work.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, because I tell you, and brakes went on if you didn't hear them.
I heard them squealing over here. I think they were smoking.
Yeah. I mean, anybody, and I'm sorry if this is you or not, if y'all can hear us up north, but if y'all elected him, you got issues too. I'm sorry.
Am I right in saying that people will vote those party lines even though they know it's wrong?
Oh, I know a couple of them. They do not care. I don't care who it is. This is what I'm doing. They will not vote
across lines
in the primary because they don't know which dummy to vote for. But when it comes down to one dummy, they'll vote for it. Bill said it right. Fetterman is not qualified, and he's not for American values, 100%.
We do need American values back in every office of anybody that holds it. We'll be right back. Scotty Ray and Odie's as the brakes go round and around and hear that squealing. We'll be right back.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service. Convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
When you gear up and journey out, with nothing but you and the wilderness for miles, just remember, you're the boss. Steel MS-271 Farm Boss, built for the toughest jobs.
Still available in Meridian at Wilson Saw and Outdoor Power, 71 Highway 19 North behind Waters International. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
And welcome, Miss Janet. Glad you're here. Roy is joining us. Janet Riddle, so many of you. Thank y'all for watching us. As we look at this, as there's a decision to be made as we go to Washington, is it going to be Speaker of the House, Jim Jordan or Steve Scalise? Scalise. That's right.
Jim Jordan seems a little bit
I'm more on the
better
Jim
for it.
I've watched him question people when he's trying to get the facts, and boy, he's spot on. He knows his business when he steps up. I'm not saying Steve doesn't know, but I've just never seen him in action.
Not as far as Jordan. And I'd like somebody, when it comes to introducing a bill, okay, we're going to vote on this bill. Line item number 1.
Go over it.
Vote yes or no.
Each
Line
section.
item number 2. Yeah. Instead of, all right, y'all want all this junk to get this one good thing?
Show the true facts of what's hidden.
Of what's in there and what we're voting for. Well, now that's going to take 18 days to go through because it's so thick. That's your fault for hiding this crap in there.
And there's been so many times in our federal government to where a bill is produced and they put it together and they give them 24 hours to look at it. And there's no way to read something that thick and know what's, even if you had a staff of 200, they couldn't figure it out by the next morning.
And here's my problem. They still vote for it anyway, knowing that you ain't got a clue what's in there. Every one of y'all we voted for and put up there, ain't neither one of you got the cojones to sit back and say, we're not going to have it. All of you sit down and go, okay, I'll vote for it. Okay.
And that does happen there. I don't know what went wrong here. I have never had an MRI. MRI is what you go in, right?
Yeah, that's that big tunnel that you sit in.
I have never been in
please.
one.
Be still, don't move. Don't move. You're only in here for another 35 minutes. Be still, don't pee.
And if you're a welder, you definitely don't want to go in there because you could have fragments in your eye or anything like that, anything metal that grabs.
Oh, yeah.
This is where Arizona, we go to this next thing to where a female was going to have to go into MRI. And the technician tells the guard not to take off the handcuffs. She was shackled at the waist.
Ooh.
It didn't go good. She was sucked into the machine because of the metal. Severe burns with all of this, and you can bet your bottom dollar there's going to be a lawsuit out of that one.
Yeah, that's huge magnet that's pulling that up. And I want to say a good morning to William too. Good morning out there. Appreciate you watching. Glad you're with us this morning.
I want to point this out. This happened in Mexico. It didn't happen in the United States, but it's just a word thought. We got a lot of artists that watch the show, that sing, make livings on weekends, and they get up. And sometimes, well, there's somebody in the crowd that you kind of serenade. You get up to and you make them feel good about it.
That's right.
Make sure they ain't got a big, ugly boyfriend. This went south as a Mexican singer was doing this. He got up next to a lady saying, didn't mean anything by it. Her boyfriend stabbed him. He got stabbed for singing, trying to earn a living.
You got to sit back and say, yeah, that's mine.
There's so much jealousy in this world, I guess, is the point of that story. I just said that couldn't have happened, but it did.
Wow.
You ain't woman enough to take my man. I hadn't heard of a woman jumping up. Most women go, if you want him, take him. I've had him. I don't want him back.
Yeah. Give me a reason. What was I thinking?
But when we go to the man aspect, there's been world wars that started over this, and we all know it goes back to the Bible of fights and wars that begin over, men fighting over women. It just happens.
And the majority of, what do you call the domestic violence is over
that.
Jealousy.
Yeah.
Man, it's terrible.
It is. Odie, we're out of time, so we've got to pack up our crayons and all that good stuff and leave for the day.
Man, it's already been that long. It doesn't take long, but we appreciate y'all joining with us. We're going to be out and about again today.
Sure
we'll
will.
be back in the morning for 23 hours from now. But one thing's for sure, we love you, but Jesus loves you too. Have a great day.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.